So, WorldTempus audience, thank you so much for joining us today. And we are here once more in Dubai Watch Week with a very special guest. Here, sitting with me, we have Fabrizio Buonamassa, who is the creative director, creative powerhouse. He's the brains behind all the designs and all the watchmaking creations, the beautiful things that you've been appreciating on WorldTempus.com at Bulgari. And we're very happy to have him here with us today because he's going to be sharing some secrets based on what we've seen over the last few years from Bulgari. Now, Fabrizio, how do you feel to be here in Dubai in this beautiful sunshine, enjoying our moment in the sun and talking about watchmaking?
Thank you for this very incredible introduction, Suzanne. I know, thank you so much. It's my favorite event in the watches industry because you have the opportunity to talk with a lot of friends, journalists, watch lovers and watch collectors.
Yes.
Watch lovers for me is the most important one, sorry, but during the other fair is just a commercial event. And it's not so easy for the watch lovers say, ciao Fabrizio, I would love to say thank you, I'm not, today the Finissimo is too expensive for me, but it's an amazing watch, I love the watch, thank you for your job. This is the most important things. For sure we have to make watches and someone have to wear it. But during the other fairs, for the watch lovers, is more difficult. And even because thanks to this mood, each time at the Dubai Watch Week, it was exactly the same for the MB&F and Bulgari collaboration. Max comes to me 4 years ago. I say, hi, I'm Max. I would love to make a watch with you. Is it possible? I say, I know that you are Max. Thank you so much for this opportunity. But just in Dubai Watch Week, this kind of things could happen.
Yeah, people come together for a moment in time. And
exactly.
What you said is so right, that it's all about the community being able to come to you and express that kind of appreciation, and also being able to speak to you one-on-one and giving some kind of feedback.
Exactly.
And another kind of feedback that Bulgari has been receiving a lot in the last few years is industry appreciation and really this recognition and acknowledgement that what you're doing at Bulgari is something really, really special. Now, I'm of course talking about WorldTempus family, the Grand Prix d'Horlogerie de Genève, where I think we can say that quite safely for consecutive years, for multiple years in a row, people have been recognizing and supporting and really celebrating what Bulgari has done in terms of fine watchmaking and really kind of helped to change the perception that Bulgari has so much more than just jewelry expertise and like design expertise. They have watchmaking, high watchmaking expertise. And what we're about to ask you today is how does a watch become an award-winning watch at the Grand Prix d'Horlogerie de Genève? According to Bulgari, what's the Bulgari way of creating an award-winning watch?
This is the most difficult question, honestly. Unfortunately, we don't have a receipt.
You have some special sauce.
Yes, we have some special sauce. Is the passion, is the vision. You must have a vision that must be fit with your DNA. Otherwise, you can spend all your life, but the clients doesn't understand why. So the vision, you have to work very, very hardly, and this is just, we start to talk about ultra-thin watches. It was before the Finissimo, it was an ultra-thin execution more than 10 years ago. So as you can see, it's a long journey, and now it's the biggest asset in our manufacturing side, in our male assortment.
I mean, I would say it's also the fastest growing collection in
segment. We change completely our way to imagine products. We start to have a very tight schedule about the movements. This kind of watch, it's an interesting watch. We will see it's going to be an icon because on the same level we have an innovation in terms of movement, but we have, on the other hand, an innovation in terms of way to wear this movement. Because sometimes we have amazing movement with not the right shape in terms of habillage, in terms of case, and it's just, wow, it's a fantastic movement. Some other times we have a beautiful object, but it misses completely the soul and the art. So it's a beautiful object that you can put on your table in the dining room. It's more than a piece of art than a real product. This is my aim as an industrial designer. I love that someone have to use the object that we are producing. Otherwise, I miss something. It means for me that I miss something.
Of course. If you create, you are creating for people.
Yes, I creating because I loved my creations. I never satisfied because we are obsessed by perfection in several different fields, proportions, colors, DNA, innovation. So at the end, if you want to say something different, you have to combine in a very unique way. Even it must be the right moment for you as a creative person, for the company and for the market.
You used a very interesting word. You said when you're chasing perfection, when you're trying to create perfection. Is that something that's actually possible, or is it just something good that you just aim for, and then you try to be as near as possible?
You can create beauty, and this is another obsession that we have to create beauty. But Suzanne, it's a matter of taste. Perfection, it's something that you try to imagine must be perfect, but at the end, when I finish a sketch and I start to make another one, it's always an evolution. When I see the first sketches that I made when I met Max 4 years ago, it's completely different about the flying tea that we have today. It's an evolution even in your way of thinking, even in your taste, even in your passion. I'm totally different if I compare myself when I joined Bulgari 20 years ago.
But sometimes when you finish a design or when you see the finished product, you ever think to yourself, this is perfect, this I cannot improve, there is nothing I can improve?
There is just one moment during the creative process that you have to say stop. Now it's not perfect, but I cannot add more. It starts to change the shape, it starts to change the balance, and you have to say now it's not perfect, but it's now we have to produce it. And there is just one moment. If you don't take care about this moment, you start to have an over-designed product.
It sounds like you're talking about a kind of balance.
It's like, I'm Italian, it's like when you cook the pasta. There is just one moment. And exactly, if it's too late, it's too late. If it's too early, it's too early. So if it's too early, you miss an opportunity to improve your design. If it's too late, you miss the opportunity to make a better object. So it's timing. Maybe the Octofinissimo, for sure the Octofinissimo. Now we have the Octofinissimo because I'm different if you compare 20 years ago. The business unit is different if you compare with the watches division 20 years ago, and the brand is different. Again, you make this kind of collaboration, MBNF for Bulgari, if you are a self-confidence, because if you are scared, if you are shy, say no, I don't care about that. So you have to be able to say, I want to do it, this is another challenge, we love to play with challenge and constraints, and that's it. This is our crazy way to imagine products. That's why it's not a matter of marketing, because if you try to ask to different people, do you want to wear this watch? Say, no, it's not my taste. You need to spend time, you need to be focused on this idea, and you have to continue to say the same message. The clients want to hear something for you. If today I say, okay, today it's square, and tomorrow I say I was wrong, it's round, and the day after tomorrow I say no, it's a square again, say maybe you need time to have a clear mind.
Consistency is important.
Consistency, vision. A very simple and strong idea, just one.
So when Bulgari received the grand prize, the top accolade at the Grand Prix, how did it feel after that we've received this award, we've received mechanical exception?
I was very happy for sure. We gained many Grand Prix de l'Horlogerie in Geneva for different watches, Octofinissimo for sure. The Aiguille is different because it's a bit at the end of the journey, but for me it was the beginning of a new one. So I was very happy, but at the same time I'm always thinking about what's next.
What new journey do you think that is for you?
Sorry?
We said the Aiguille is like the beginning of a new journey.
Yes,
what new journey
a new
is
journey because now Octo Finissimo is the thinnest 7 world record in a row, different complications, different materials. And now it starts to become higher and higher and higher. It starts to become difficult. And it's a new journey because I always thinking about what's next. It's for the Serpenti the same, it's for the Finissimo the same. Now I'm wearing a Finissimo S. I asked this prototype with the Finissimo with the double finishing 3 weeks after the presentation during the Basel Fair of the Finissimo Titanium.
You're right that it's primarily the Octo Finissimo that has been very strongly recognized by the Grand Prix. But is there, I mean, in your heart, you love all your children, you love all your creations. Is there another creation that you wish people would start to recognize a bit more?
Honestly, I'm very happy because Serpenti Tubogas recreate the amazing story of Serpenti in Bulgari, because before the Tubogas it was just a small line-up in super high-end executions. And after the Tubogas, the company is on board on Serpenti. And Finissimo have an amazing watch for ladies, have an amazing watch for men. The ladies is the most difficult one for sure, but honestly not. I think that all our product, the new aluminum, it is not new, is always the same, because again, this is very interesting. Jean-Christophe and Antoine say, okay, we have the new, again, the aluminum. What you have in mind? A new aluminum 2.0, different case, different proportion, different materials? I say, no, absolutely, I don't want to touch it. It's almost perfect. Everybody knows the aluminum. I'm not so interested to change the aluminum just to say this is the aluminum design by me. I'm not interested, because 99% you make mistakes. And I'm sorry, but I'm not able to imagine a better watch than this. So this is my point of view.
And it's exactly what you were saying before. You know when you stop. You know when to stop.
Exactly.
You know when you have to work on something, and you have to know when to stop. When we talk about, like, in terms of prizes and awards and recognition, of course it's different in your heart. The one that is the most in your heart isn't necessarily the one that is the most celebrated or the most appreciated outside.
The prizes are amazing, but on the other hand are very dangerous. You say, now this is my final destination, and this is, for me it's the beginning of a new one, because now the expectation is now what's happened, and now Bulgari, what's going on in the next years. Now you have 7 world records in a row, many Grand Prix de Rogerie, l'Aiguille d'Or, very important and amazing collaboration with artists, architects and independent watchmaker. Now, so the play is start to become a bit different. Now I think it's very important to be even more concentrated and consistent. I think, Suzanne, now is the most difficult moment.
Yeah, it's difficult. You have the pressure, because when you start creating, when you start designing, you don't think in your mind, I'm going to create a watch that will win the Aiguille d'Or.
Exactly.
You
No,
don't think this.
no, exactly. No. But I joined Michael Burke when he was the CEO of the company at the beginning of the new LVMH.
I remember this.
And Michael once says to me, Fabrizio, it's easy to make a successful product. Could happen.
Is it easy to make a successful product?
Could happen. The most difficult one is to make the second one. This is the most difficult things. That's my real challenge. You can make it. Happens. You are lucky. I don't know. A lot of elements. But to make the second one, this is difficult.
So, what do you think is the most important ingredient in order to make a watch that
you must be humble. You must recognize if your idea is the good one at the right moment or not. Because if you are obsessed by yourself, you are concentrated on you, and it's myself and I. You must be open to get all the informations. You don't have to be scared to put your idea on the tables, and you have to be very, very focused, and you have to work a lot.
Yes. And just one final question, because I'm still thinking about the great analogy that you used before, because you're so talented at creating watches and knowing exactly when to stop. Are you good at cooking pasta?
Honestly, I can make a great improvement. I'm able to say now it's time to stop to make sketches, but I'm not still able to say now it's time to
Take over.
to take it over. I'm working on it.
Amazing. Well, we're sure that you're going to be as amazing at that as you are creating watches. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
And for sharing your little secrets about creating an award-winning watch.
Thank you so
much.
much.
Live from Dubai. Thank you for joining us. And don't remember to like this video and subscribe to WorldTempus YouTube channel. See you guys soon.